So hello and welcome to another episode of Test Drive Thursday. Today we're looking at the Scania P-Series, a truck mod that I don't really use that often, so I thought why not, let's have a look what it's capable of in the customization and driving. So let's get straight into it. Okay then, so here we are in the Scania truck dealer. So the first truck that appears is the P-Series, which is kind of useful. So if we go on to customize here, you've got 6 cabins available. You've got the short, which is very small, look at that. The day, the low, which is almost a complete square, that's kind of funny. Then you got the normal, high line, and then top line. Now you know those sort of cartoons with people with big heads and sort of big brains? That's what that reminds me of. It does look a bit weird having the top line in the truck like this, but if we have a look at the interior, it does look a bit weird because he's so low down, yet you've got all this space up here, so you feel like you're in a bigger cabin than you actually are. It's kind of a weird sensation. So most trucks like this would probably go up to a normal, and then most of them would be like this: normal, low, day. Interestingly, these do have rear windows, but when you go into here, they don't. So that's a bit weird, that. So I'll probably go for low. Then you got quite a few chassis options, all the way up to a 10x6.4. Now again, these trucks will not be sold with these chassis. I mean, people will go for the bigger R series for stuff like this, but realistically you got some 6x2s, 6x4s, and a 4x2, and you can have it lowered as well if you're all about that lowered life. Then onto the engines, you got all the way from a 230 with 1000 Newton meters, bearing in mind that's a Euro 3, so it probably won't be that economical, all the way up to a 730 I believe, which again, that isn't realistic for a truck like this. Most of them will probably go up to around a 450, something like this. But I was just driving the 250 Euro 6, this one here, and it's really smooth. I really was impressed. Now onto the transmissions, you got some 8 speeds, 9 speeds, 12 speeds and 14 speeds, all with and without retarders in different ratios. Onto the interior, there's 4 different ones to choose from. So you've got the standard, the exclusive V8, a V8 on this truck, I don't really think that works, and then you got the V8 with the red opposed to the V8 with the cream. So for me, I think the standard's always the way to go on this P-Series. I mean, it looks nice, the black and the grey, and it's a realistic combination to have with this truck. And it's cool that you've also got options for right hand drive as well, because most mods don't do that. Now onto the paints, you got obviously the standard ones here, and then you got some so the custom and the metallic. But one thing I have noticed is the only metallic part of the truck is the grille here. I mean, if I just set it as this, if you have a look here, so you can see the sort of green outline here. However, you can't see it on this part of here because the back of the cabin is only taking this colour, as you can see, and then the front is actually showing the metallic. So that's a bit weird. So it only really works with the solid colours, but you do also get the options here for like a multicoloured option, and maybe this here, so that's kind of nice. Again, I'm not sure exactly how this works, but a cool few options there. So if we just go for white for customizing. Now there are a lot of dots down here, and I have noticed there is some lag when sort of picking them, so I apologise for that. But then down here you got the bumpers, so you got a load of different options: paint, plastic, high, low, anything you want really. You can see the grille also slightly curves more when you go for the lower ones, and it's slightly different design. So lower grille guard, again, I don't think that's realistic for this truck. You got these sort of intakes here, if you want them painted, chrome, plastic, anything you want. Now here are the headlights. Now these really help to modernise the truck. I mean, if you have a look at these sort of 4 series style here, and then you go for the 7 series, they really do bring the truck up to date. They're sort of the eyes of the truck. So if you want to modernise it, that's a great way to do it. Now these are the engine designations. You can change the colour and everything, or you can completely remove them if you want. Bull bars, they're not realistic for this truck. They'll probably look a bit too big. There's loads of different grills that you can choose. Chrome, grey, black, paint, anything really to just match with whatever style you're going for. And then you've got the inlays for the this bits here, which match the colour of the truck if you so wish, or you can have them chrome, plastic, black, again anything you want. And then the same up here, so you can change the badge to paint or chrome if you wish. So if you're going for like a full blacked out look and you want the truck to be a bit stealthy, you can go for something like that. Then these are the stone guards. The stone guards, they look a bit big. I'll show you here. They look way too big for a truck like this, so I really wouldn't recommend going for them. Now these are the mirrors. You can have them with the 2 mirrors each side, or just with the wide angle mirror only on the opposite to the driver's side. Those are all for the interior. Then you got the sun visors. There are loads and loads of options for this. You got some smaller ones, bigger ones, with the sort of cutouts for lights here, or actually filled in with the lights. There's loads to choose from, but I really wouldn't recommend the bigger ones because again, it doesn't look good on a truck this size. Now up here, these are the light bars. Now they do fit around the truck really well. The mod author's done a really good job of that. And another thing, he's also painted them in different colours, so you can have them dark as well, and you can also have them in paint, which I don't really think I've seen that often, that dark options. That's really cool if you want a contrasting light bar colour. These are the beacons, interior lighting, quite a few different colours there. And then you've got the spoiler. A lot of companies do this. They buy the smaller cabin for costs, and then they put the spoiler for taking box trailers. Those are the cab side panels. Any colour and combination that you wish, you can pretty much do it. Now down here, you can change the sort of fender colour, as it's called. Different orders with paint and plastic and things like that. But I have noticed you cannot paint this part here. I don't know if you can, but I've been looking around and I cannot find a dot to do it. So that's extremely annoying. Or maybe I can. There we go. I found it. So it's on the light side blinker light options. Okay, that's helpful. So there you go. That's how to change the side colour. Wow, I didn't notice that. And then you can even add a little side light here as well, if you want to. So that's kind of useful. Then you got the handles, standard stuff. However, there's quite a few more options here. You can have a handle up there. I mean, you wouldn't really need one for this truck. It's not very high anyway. But yeah, loads of different combinations for you to choose from. Like that. You can even have it so the outside of it is paint and then the inside chrome. Cool little details like that. Now these are all the different tanks that you can choose. I mean, you could be here absolutely all day. I mean, just look at that. All white theme. You can have some of them chrome if you wish. Any options really. And then these are the side skirts. Like that. If you want to cover up all the tanks and stuff, or you can leave it open. The choice is yours. These are the fifth wheels. You can paint the chassis. You can paint the complete rear of the truck, and down here you can change the lighting. You can even have some massive rear lights if you want. Again, not realistic on a truck like this. Then down here you can change the rear mud flaps. Additionally, you've got the exhausts, again not realistic, and then you got the air hose racks as well. But otherwise that is pretty much it for the options. You've also got the fog lights down here that I forgot to mention. You can change those. Then onto the interior. So the wheel, there's loads of different combinations that you can have. You can have some wood in here, pretty much everything. One thing to notice is that if you don't go for the exclusive cabin, so if you go for this cabin here, you don't get the sat nav, so you will need the portable navigator on there. All different cabin accessory options here. Now also, there are quite a few sort of accessory mods for this truck mod. One of which is the Scania Griffin DLC sort of add-on to allow the Scania DLC to work with this truck. However, I don't have the Scania DLC, so I was unable to show you some of the options for that. But it's good to note that it does support it. It also supports cabin accessories, as you can see. You have some dice in here, you can have an air freshener, like that. I'm not too sure if they sort of move about. I'll have a look shortly. Those are the front mirrors. And some wind deflectors. So yeah, loads and loads of options to keep you happy in here. But now I'm going to do a time lapse of me building this truck to my spec. Right then, so here we are, all configured outside. So I've gone for this sort of turquoisey, lightish blue colour. Now it is a solid colour, but I would say it does look very metallic. It really is showing the lines of the truck really well. I've gone with the black sort of grille as well, with all the painted bits, the painted badge. And I've also gone with the more plastic mirrors as well, because they sort of disguise them, because on this truck, because the truck is so small, the mirrors just look out of place and huge on them, so having them black really does disguise their size a bit, and from angles like this you cannot see them at all, which is a cool little feature. All the painted wheels, black wheel nuts, open sort of arches, so just like that. It looks good when you put the mid lift up. But yeah, that's pretty standard stuff really. I've gone with the daytime running lights where the fog lights are if we turn the truck on, and you can see with the new version 1.28 when you scroll past them they get that sort of bloom effect, which looks really cool. But yeah, onto the interior. Very laggy in here, I have to say. When you turn the full lights on, you can definitely feel a sort of drop in frames, but everything that you would expect in here. There's not much to really show you really. You've got the retarder stalk down there, the parking brake, so that was the wheel. If we just turn it on a second, you can see the wiper button, wiper intensity. Got 3 different modes for that actually, look. Off, 1, so that's like an intermediate, and you got another one which seems like a quicker intermediate, and then you got full speed. That's cool. The light modes, they're down here, as you can see. A physical button that works. The indicate or the hazard button doesn't light up or anything. It's still there. Then onto the main dash, you've got an eco zone that lights up with the when the truck comes on, as you can see, which is a cool little feature. You've also got so onto the digital screen, you got the gears at the top, time, odometer, fuel, range, that's your economy, cruise control, and that's pretty much it. It does look a bit dated, that sort of colourless sort of screen now. Hopefully on the new one it's a lot better. I haven't seen it yet though. Then you got the speedo on the right, you got the parking brake sort of light there. You've also got the mid lift. If we that's the, what's that? I forgot the word for it. Diff lock. You can see when you put the tag down or mid lift down, it goes away. That's pretty much it on the interior. It's pretty not really much to show you in here. It's pretty self-explanatory. If I just adjust my seat a little bit and then put the wheel down, there we go. That's a lot better. So we do have a trailer already plugged in to the sat-nav. So if we go and get that. Now I did go for the, in fact we have to drive with our lights on in Scandinavia, I believe. So I did go for the 250 engine, Euro 6. And as I said, on driving it just before the episode started, I was really impressed with it. Like, it's really smooth and surprisingly efficient, because if we go on to this display here, once we get up and going and stuff, you'll see that number really tumbling, and you get some really good figures out of it. I was really rather impressed. But saying that, I should be with a brand new Euro 6 engine. Right, tank left here. It's only a short journey. It's about 50 miles long up to Uppsala. It's a nice little drive to get us used to the truck. I do like the green backlighting though. Shame that you can't change it to like another colour, like you can change the interior light. Like a blue backlighting would look epic with this truck. Right, here we go. So freight market, and then this is what we got here. A pressure tank up to Uppsala, 46 miles. Nice little journey to get us used to the truck. But yeah, don't start in too high gear with this. It really doesn't like it. Right, so trailer is just over there. But yeah, it might look a bit weird with this. I'm not too sure how high the cabin will sit against it. I went for the normal cabin, I believe. So no aero pieces or anything, and it is much lower, but you do get that sort of sunroof which brings a lot of light into the cabin. 2 reverse gears. They're not very different from each other, if you see. you go, look at that. That sort of gives you a sense of scale for the truck. It's only just over the top of the trailer. But yeah, fairly realistic load, to be honest. Right, let's put it in gear. So it is 12 tons, 250 engine. Should just about handle this. Let's go a bit careful out the yard. But yeah, I just do wish that you could get a built-in sat-nav for this interior. Because in my opinion, it's my favourite interior out of the lot. I just think the other ones just seem a little bit too bright and in your face. I mean, the V8 one isn't bad, but it doesn't fit this truck. But anyway, on the V8, but the V8 one anyway, I just don't like the cream. I just wish it was black or grey or something on the sort of headlining and rear of the truck. Well, it doesn't like fourth gear. Definitely getting some serious lag though. Don't know what that's from. But yeah, just going through the gears individually. Mirrors do seem huge on this truck because you're so used to feeling that much higher up in this truck, or with this interior, a Scania interior, then you feel like you're as low as the sort of vans and cars and stuff. It's kind of a weird sensation that you definitely do have to get used to. Let's carry on around here. Yeah, you can feel the sort of weight of the trailer now. 8th gear. It's just about getting us up this hill. It's one of those trucks where you really have to sort of plan ahead with your gearing, which adds to the fun really, because you can jump in a Scania R730 and just go driving around the cities and countryside and not thinking about a thing. But if you want a little bit more of a challenge, pick something like this. It's a bit of a change really. There, you do feel like you're absolutely flying in this thing when you get up to speed. I mean, what we're doing now, 60 kilometers an hour. I feel like I'm doing 100. Because I'm revving this thing to the absolute max, trying to get it up to speed. It's kind of hilarious. I need to 12th. So let's just put the cruise control on there and just let it roll, because it is a fairly good cruiser. I mean, this truck really is designed for more sort of town driving, short little hops between things like supermarkets. The reason why it's so small is many supermarkets and places like that are fairly tight to sort of reverse into. So trucks like this that are really small, low to the ground, easy to look out of, are really useful for that kind of thing. So that's where you see so many on the road. But most of them are carrying box trailers, so they have these sort of spoiler pieces on the back. I didn't go for one on this because I did want to take a trailer like this. But yeah, overall, it's a pretty good truck. I mean, if you look at this, the height of the car there, we're only just over it. Kind of weird. Awesome building. I'm not sure how many of these trucks will also be equipped with a retarder as well. I'm guessing not too many of them, because they're not really designed for going miles and miles off-roading, countryside driving, things like that. They're more sort of short hops on the motorway. Most of the time you don't need a retarder for that. Let's just put the cruise control on there. Just about into the green zone, only just. But yeah, I would say the customization on this mod is absolutely superb. I mean, just the amount of stuff that you can do to it. You can make it more of a sort of show, I wouldn't say a show truck, but a really nice workhorse like this, or you can go for a sort of a bog standard configuration, like all the plastic parts, white paint, and you can really make it look like wants to do some dirty work. We just turn it off now, so you can see that we got it to 58. I mean, I was just driving it on the intro and I got it down to 42, which I think is the lowest I've ever seen a truck. Right, so we're getting the left lane here. But yeah, it's a really nice truck to drive. It's so smooth. This engine and gearbox configuration, it's just so relaxing to drive. I mean, it's not overpowered. I wouldn't say it's underpowered either. It's a really nice linear power delivery. And it makes a pretty good noise as well. Yeah, this is where this truck comes into its own around town. Right, let's turn right here. So we'll see what it's like to reverse with. But these mirrors are absolutely huge, as I said. They do create quite a lot of a blind spot. I mean, over there you cannot see anything. I mean, it makes the window rather small. Brakes are pretty good as well. Yeah, it's a very cute little truck to drive. Really recommend you taking a look at this mod. Where are we going? Oh, we're going down here. That wasn't very clear on the sat-nav. Gently ease it into the space. No, I'm way too far over. Oh, this is... No, if you don't start it right, it's never going to be perfect. Annoying. Let's come back over here. And now just straighten it up. Right, apparently it's happy with that. One of the worst reverses I think I've ever done. But there you go. I'm sure in the right hands this truck would be perfect at reversing. Anyway, that's a really good truck. I really did enjoy driving that. It's a great little mod that I really do recommend you download, and definitely try a smaller engine. It's a bit of a nice mix up. So there we go. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. If you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Goodbye.